Hello again everyone, Lyndon here, and I'm going to be taking you through another piece of artwork on a skateboard deck. Following my first video, my first attempt at doing some artwork on a skateboard deck, I had someone contact me and ask if I'd do some artwork for them. So I had a conversation with the person involved just to try and get a feel for their background, what interests them, and I based my artwork around that. So this is going to be my second piece of artwork on a skateboard deck. These are the initial sketches I put together. Just to show you this, I guess this was like the photo of the face that I used. So I'm just kind of using that as the basis. This particular image just has a half face painted. I'm using the whole face painted for my image at the moment. We'll see how that works out. Then we had some other bits and pieces, some other details here. I'm not sure how clear we can see. So like the hand is like part of a kind of like religious national thing. Just some details around the hand, the skull, the shamrock, the eye, and here just a quick sketch of a rose that I took from a photo. So these elements are all things that I'm planning to use in the final artwork. This is how I particularly envisaged the board. At the moment I'm thinking I'm going to do the whole board as a black background. I mean, it may be that I choose to do like a graded effect like here on the left hand side, so yellow going into red, black around the middle, then light blue down to like a dark blue. Yeah, so this will be the image. Obviously the trucks will be either side here, so I'm not really placing any artwork on that area, but yeah, this is the main image in the center. You probably might have noticed from my original sketch I've swapped out the hearts for these shamrocks, kept the skulls there, and on the bottom of the board this is what I have at the moment: the snakes, the flowers, and just these kind of patterns. I also come up with this idea like a gecko. This is it's kind of part Mexican, but also there's a reference to Australia in there as well. So there's where I stand with that part. And then for the main part of the image, the centre there, the artwork, let me just show you what I've done here. So taking from my initial sketch, I've kind of like mapped out a grid. It's the same technique that I used on my first artwork of the skeleton on the skateboard. It just makes it easy to map out. I can do a lot of the adjustment on paper, and then when I come to the board I just make one kind of hit at it using the grid method here. I get it fairly accurate using a 2B pencil, soft lead, so it's easy to erase off the board, and then painting over. So that's where we stand with the design, and hopefully it will end up something like that. Now, having sketched over onto the board, as I did with my previous artwork, mapped out a grid on the board, I then basically transposed my original ideas to the board. Now I've got to start doing some colouring, so I thought I'd show you kind of my process of how I'm doing this, give people an idea of exactly what's going on here, and you can see if anyone wants to try this themselves, exactly how we're putting this together. My little setup here, I actually have this on a bar stool, and this enables me to turn the drawing around. Makes it easy to do. I can flip the deck around, and of course you can see what I'm doing. I mean, look, I'm not overly cared about my lines being a bit wobbly. It doesn't really matter. This is freehand drawing, and it is what it is. So I'm just trying to negotiate my tripod there. That's cool. Some of these radial lines. So as you'll see, as this develops, the theme is kind of a part Mexican, I guess. Yeah, the theme is part Mexican. There are one or two other elements of this design that are kind of a more personal nature, I suppose, to the person that requested this. and that will all make kind of more sense as and when the painting progresses. But yeah, this is the basis of it. I'm going to work around slowly, adding a bit more detail as I go. So I'll keep on filming and I'll stop talking. Rather than continually film me painting this board, I've stopped what I was doing for a bit on the camera, continued the painting, and then stuck the camera back on. So you can see here I made some progression. I'll probably go over the face with some white acrylic paint again, just to infill some of the patchiness there. I'm not too fussed, to be quite honest. It's not supposed to be a solid block colour anyway, and I will probably go through the painting afterwards and do some highlighting and low lighting on this whole project, just to make sure it doesn't look kind of just completely two-dimensional. So there has to be an element of light and shade in these paintings, just to kind of bring it to life a little bit. I mean, you know, it's a painting after all. It's not supposed to be hyper realistic or anything like that. I'm not looking for it to be a painting, just want it to have a nice finish to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. So adding a bit of colour around the eyes here. So like I said, this is kind of influence of Mexico, kind of Day of the Dead if you like, or All Souls Day as its proper name. All Souls Day represents celebration of those people that have committed minor I say crime is probably the wrong word, but yeah, misdemeanors, shall we say, through life, and they sit in perjury apparently, according to certain religions, waiting for clearance to ascend to heaven, as I understand it, and I'm no expert. What I did read somewhere is that it could be anywhere, I think, to 2,000 years waiting. So yeah, it's quite a long wait, to be quite honest. Anyway, so look, I'm going to continue filling in some of these colours here, and then I'll come back. I'm going to finish off some of this around the eyes, and then what I'll do, I'll probably flick the camera on when I'm doing some more work around these leaf patterns, and some work around the skulls too. So yeah, rather than just have me painting, filling in, which is quite boring I'm sure, we'll stick the camera on shortly to catch a bit more of the action. Shamrock leaves, bit of Irish flavour using acrylic pen. That's what I use on some of these other leaves here. Quite like the effect. Look, I might change my mind on this. I might start to paint them in. I don't know, see how it looks when it's all kind of coming together. For now, kind of happy with the way it's coming out, to be quite honest. So yeah, we'll stick with it for now, and if I change my mind, I change my mind. That's the beauty of artwork. If you don't like what you've done, paint over it, start again. Yeah, so it's all down to how you want it to come out. There's no right or wrong way here. Don't want it to be uniform, I want it to all look a bit different. yeah, this is kind of what I'm getting with this pen at the moment. Next stage, I don't know, I might have a look at some of these little skulls, do a little bit more work around them. Haven't really decided yet. Got to do some work around the face as well. This is pretty much it then for the board. Last final couple of touches. I guess got a bit carried away, if I'm honest, with doing the artwork and putting down the video camera for a little while. So there has been a bit of a gap between what I've been covering off on here and keeping people updated with progress. Unfortunately, I can only apologise for that. That's what happens when you get carried away. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much done here. It's got all the elements I wanted. Here's the completed artwork on my second project. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see some of the detail. Scrolling top down. Just coming up a little bit there. Like I said, this was as a request from the person that wanted me to do the artwork. They're quite into Mexican artwork, like the idea of that. So put some features in here. And one or two other bits and pieces going on in here, which you'll probably recognise as not being strictly Mexican, but had meaning to the person who's the owner of this deck. So there you go, there's the deck, and there's the artwork.